morning, and welcome to this meeting of the HART Board of Directors on November 1st, 2021. The meeting format is hybrid, with our quorum physically present at County Center, while some of the board members and others are participating virtually. We'll start with a Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And at this point, we'll take attendance.
Director Castor, Director Frazier,
Here.
Director Hudson,
Here.
Director Johnson,
Here.
Director Kemp,
Here.
Director Knight,
Here.
Director Myers,
Here.
Director Overman,
Here.
Director Schisler, Chair Smith,
Here.
Director Vieira,
Here.
Director Williams. Madam Chair, we do not have a quorum at the time, physically
you.
present.
Thank you. And so until we get our quorum, which I'm expecting pretty soon, we will skip the action item approval of minutes and move on to the public input. Do we have any, we have no one signed up for public comment today, so we can move to the recognitions, item 4 on the agenda. And this morning, we are recognizing HART employees for their outstanding performance and attendance. Mr. Gregory Bracken, Director of Operations Support and ADA Officer, will lead the recognition of the operators, customer service representatives, and Teamster employees and supervisors for the third and fourth quarters of fiscal year 2021. Good morning.
Good morning, Madam Chair, board members. We're here this morning to recognize some outstanding employees for the HART over the last third and fourth quarter of this year. First up, and I'll ask them to stand as I read their bios, is Operator Kenny Beach is the Operator of the Month for April. Kenny Beach was hired on August 31st of 2015. Mr. Beach is a bus operator and likes being able to help those that are less fortunate than themselves. His job gives him a sense of accomplishment. He previously earned a Million Mile Award. He enjoys hunting, fishing, camping, motorcycling. Mr. Beach is on his second term with HART. He previously was employed from 1992 to 2001. Thank you, Kenny. Operator of the Month for May 2021 was paratransit operator Rodney Barbie, hired on June 10th of 2013. Mr. Barbie is a paratransit van operator. He enjoys talking and working with his coworkers. He's a certified trainer and was awarded the Operator of the Month in 2019 as well. He enjoys making and selling natural soaps and event planning. He is not able to be with here today, but we want to thank him anyway. For the month of June, Operator Enrique Ramirez. Enrique Ramirez was hired on October 17th of 1988. Yeah, 33 years ago, long-term employee. He enjoys meeting new people and helping them get to their destination. He has previously earned the Million Mile and the 2 Million Mile Award for safe driving. He has been recognized by the Department of Transportation. Mr. Ramirez is married and has 6 children and 9 grandchildren. He enjoys working in the yard and watching movies. He was supposed to be here this morning, but he hasn't made it yet. But one of the other accomplishments that we're going to recognize him for today, he's also been selected as our Driver of the Year. Mr. Ramirez is scheduled to retire 22 of 22. So he's got just a few months to go, and we just wanted to recognize him this morning. So congratulations. Operator of the Month for July is Marion Wells. Operator Wells has been with HART since June 17th of 1996. He is married with 4 children and 11 grandchildren. Mr. Wells is happy that he gets to drive 3 different types of transportation. Operator Wells is a bus operator on his day-to-day job, but he's also a cross-trained motorman, and he's also a cross-trained HART Plus operator. He enjoys meeting new patrons. Operator Wells regularly volunteered to be part of the hurricane evacuation team and is part of the prestigious Million Mile Club as well. He enjoys basketball, football, coaching, and his grandkids. Congratulations, Mr. Wells. Next up for August of 21, Mr. Kevin Green. Operator Green started his career with HART in June 29 of 2015. He is married with 4 children. Mr. Green really enjoys his job and is proud to know that he's making a difference in the people's lives. Operator Green enjoys meeting and caring for his clients that he helps on a daily basis. He has several compliments listed in his file, which he has many certificates of appreciation. He enjoys fishing, golfing, and reading. Congratulations, Mr. Green. And for September of 21, Operator Carlos Martinez. Operator Martinez has been with HART since February 21st of 2005. He is married with 2 children. Mr. Martinez enjoys working with his coworkers and meeting new people. He likes getting to know them. Operator Martinez is a qualified trainer, and in 16 plus years he has been with HART. He has been the Employee of the Month 3 times. His hobbies include reading, playing soccer, and watching TV. Thank you, Mr. Martinez. And now I'll move on to the Teamsters of the Quarter for the 3rd quarter, and Supervisor Miguel Varcasel. He was hired on February 4th of 2013. Mr. Varcasel is a transit supervisor. He enjoys helping the operators to do their job and assist the public. He has previously earned the Transit Safety and Security Professional Award. Mr. Varcasel is married with 3 children, and he enjoys playing soccer. Congratulations, Miguel. Our Teamster of the Quarter for the 4th quarter, Carlton Spalding. Supervisor Spalding has been with HART since May 3rd of 2010. Mr. Spalding started his career at HART as a bus operator. He is married with 4 children. He loves interacting with his coworkers and his customers. Supervisor Spalding enjoys bike riding and traveling. Congratulations, Carlton. And our customer service representative for the 4th quarter is Diana Hawgood. Ms. Hawgood started her career with HART on August 27th of 2018. She has 3 wonderful adult daughters. She has no grandchildren yet, but she says she still remains hopeful. She loves that even though her and her other CSRs are working remote, everyone is so very helpful. She has many compliments in her file. She enjoys scrapbooking, media, art, home decorating, and cooking. She really enjoys doing just about anything that is creative. And she was unable to be with us here today as well. So, and I'll turn it over to our maintenance side.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bracken. It's a nice opportunity to get to know just a little bit about these HART employees who do so much for our transit system and learn, Mr. Barbie makes soap, and Ms. Hawgood is hopeful for grandchildren, and I'm very glad to have heard these concise little bits, and good job. Next up is a group of employees from the maintenance division, and Mr. Justin Lafleur will be, he's the Director of Fleet Maintenance, and he will announce their names. Good morning, Mr. Lafleur.
Madam Chair, members of the board, good morning. So for the Maintenance Employee of the Month for April of 2021, we had Ozell Howard. Mr. Howard is a fleet custodian and has been with HART since April of 2000. Ozell consistently portrays his positive attitude and sets a great example for his coworkers while producing results in the service lane. In April, Ozell completed 50 deep cleanings and biohazard cleanups. He utilized his experience to mitigate issues throughout the night, and this makes him the go-to guy when situations arise. So thank you, Ozell. The Maintenance Employee of the Month for May of 2021 was Byron Crow. Mr. Byron Crow is a B technician, and he was recently promoted to a maintenance supervisor. He started his employment with HART in April of 2017. In May, Byron was lauded by Operations Control for his work on the service truck, due to his ability to repair buses quickly on the road. Byron is proactive in getting to the buses and communicating over any repairs. During the month of May, Byron completed 99 repairs, logging over 172 hours. Thank you, Byron. The Maintenance Employee of the Month for June 2021 was David Arona. David is a storekeeper with HART and has been with HART since March of 2014. David has been instrumental in adding to the KPIs for the inventory control department. He sets the standard by reducing the average response from 2.4 hours to 1.4 hours, well under the set KPI goal standard, and encourages the other storekeepers to do the same. During this time, he has also worked to learn how the shipping and receiving department works so that he can help out in other areas. Thank you, David. The Maintenance Employee of the Month for July of 2021 was Tasha Richardson. Ms. Richardson is a facilities general attendant and has been with HART since March of 2016. Tasha always goes above and beyond her normal duties, and in July, Tasha was asked to evaluate, organize, and stock the supply closets at all the transit centers, all 6 transit centers. Tasha went to each center and assisted with the organization of the storage areas to maximize their efficiency. During the month of September, Tasha worked 218 hours sanitizing and disinfecting HART properties while filling work shortages. Tasha also assisted with the cleanup of an off-site oil spill at the airport, completed the pressure washing at 6 transit centers, and many other tasks that she was assigned. So thank you, Tasha. The Maintenance Employee of the Month for August 2021 was James Adkins. Mr. Adkins is a facilities general attendant and started his career at HART in March of 2021. So he's a pretty new employee. Even though he has only been here 5 months, he has made a positive impact with our department. While servicing the Yukon Park and Ride, James noticed that there was always a whole bunch of empty shopping carts that had been left behind after people had finished their shopping at the retail centers next to the Park and Ride. James took the initiative to collect and return over 100 shopping carts that were left behind at the Park and Ride. This was a major task that he was able to complete in a timely manner. In the month of September, James worked over 285 hours sanitizing and disinfecting multiple HART properties while filling work shortages. These are just a few examples of why James Adkins stands out and is an exceptional employee. Thank you, James. And the Maintenance Employee of the Month for September 2021 was Lynn Bozeman. Ms. Bozeman is an inventory storekeeper that has been with HART since December of 2007. Lynn has become one of the go-to employees to getting things completed in a timely fashion. Lynn took the initiative to lead 2 separate projects to fit every maintenance employee for rain gear and cold weather gear for the very short time frame to complete the assignment. Lynn also was one of the lead personnel to help reduce the completed part request KPI average response from 2.46 hours to 1.16 hours. It is this dedication and professionalism that Lynn brings each day, making her our pick for September's Employee of the Month. Thank you, Lynn. We'd like to congratulate all these maintenance employees for their outstanding performance, professionalism, and dedication to HART and the community.
Thank you very much, Mr. Loeffler. Our maintenance division is an incredible machine that gets our buses out every day and keeps them running. And the people there are amazing, and these people are, well, we're privileged to be able to honor them and recognize them today. As you noted, each one has gone over and above the box of their job description to figure out ways to make HART better and make HART run. And So I know I speak for the whole board when I say we greatly appreciate the extra efforts of these employees, and we're very proud and honored to have such great employees. And thank you and Mr. Bracken for helping us recognize those employees today. Thank you. So at this time, we have gained a quorum, and I think we'll need to take roll again to establish that.
Yes, she will need to take roll.
So let's do that.
Director Castor,
Here.
Director Frazier,
Here.
Director Hudson,
Here.
Director Johnson,
Here.
Director Kemp, Director Knight, Director Myers,
Here.
Director Oberman, Director Schisler,
Here.
Chair Smith,
Here.
Director Vieira,
Here.
Director Williams.
Here.
Madam Chair, you have quorum.
Great, thank you. So now we can go back in the agenda to our first action item, the approval of the minutes. And this was the approval of the minutes from our September 27 meeting, which was for 2 public hearings for our final millage rate and final annual budget for fiscal year 2022, and our Board of Directors meeting.
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion to approve from
Gil. Director
Councilman Schisler, and a second from Commissioner Pat Kemp, was it, or Eric? All right.
It's fine.
Marvin, Ms. Director Knight, was it your second? Okay. Motion by Councilman Schisler, second by Director Knight. Let's take a vote.
Director Castor,
Yes.
Director Frazier,
Yes.
Director Hudson,
Yes.
Director Johnson,
Yes.
Director Kemp, Director Knight,
Yes.
Director Myers,
Yes.
Director Oberman,
Yes.
Director Schisler,
Yes.
Chair Smith,
Yes.
Director Vieira,
Yes.
Director Williams.
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. Next is the consent agenda, skipping ahead to item 5. And that is, these are the items that were approved by the Joint Strategic Planning and External Relations, Operation and Safety, Finance and Audit Committees that all met on October 18, reviewed the action items A through E, and recommended their approval to this full board.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All right, I've got a motion by Director Johnson and a second by Councilman Schisler. Do I see any discussion? Seeing none, we'll take a roll call vote.
Director Castor,
Yes.
Director Frazier,
Yes.
Director Hudson,
Yes.
Director Johnson,
Yes.
Director Kemp, Director Knight,
Yes.
Director Myers,
Yes.
Director Overman, Director Overman, Director Schisler,
Yes.
Chair Smith,
Yes.
Director Vieira,
Yes.
Director Williams,
Yes.
Director Overman. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I said yes a couple of times. It's not coming through. My apologies.
That's
Thank you, Commissioner.
Director Overman, okay. And our next item is item 6. Ms. LeGrand will report on the sole source awards and deviations from the requirements of the procurement manual for August and September. Ms. LeGrand. good
Thank
morning.
you. Good morning, Madam Chair. Good morning, board members. This morning, waiting on Ms. Pettit to pull up the report. As you may recall, this report is just to share with you what has been awarded via sole source over the last iteration. And what you'll see here, the last updates that we're showing on the screen would be July of 2021, which is sole source of $35,000 for after safety audit for our bus and rail system. So we're worked with APTA to come through and do an audit of our bus and rail system and a safety audit, and we just wanted to share that with you, and that's been added to our list. That would conclude our update on the sole source award. Ms. Pettit, is that the last line, July? Okay, so that's it for our report.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, we'll move to the Chief Executive Officer's report. Ms. LeGrand, again. Good
Okay.
morning.
Good morning again. So first and foremost, I want to thank you, and I want to thank the County Center because of their willingness to change as we navigate through this post-COVID or COVID, whatever we're calling this time, our modern times. They have allowed us to have people come into the meeting, right? So if you recall last meeting, we were able to have public comment physically, so folks were able to join the meeting. And because of that, we were able to have several of our employees that were recognized this morning to actually join us in person. And that's been the first time since I've worked here that we were able to see people not only on the screen, but see them physically. And it means a lot to us, as you mentioned, Madam Chair, that it's great to see the folks who are doing the work every day and committed to our community, but it also means a lot to them to see us and to hear from us directly that we recognize what they've been doing. So I know several of them have left because they have to get back to doing the work, but I do want to reiterate the importance and the value that they bring, and also thank the County Center for allowing us to add their names to the list and having them join us this morning. So with that, I just wanted to briefly go through my report, and the presentation should be popping up. So I was sharing with you, Madam Chair, before we started that last year, this time, I was sitting in this room across from everybody, and I was conducting my interview. And it's so hard to believe that it was November, I believe it was November 1st or 2nd last year when I actually was interviewing for the job, and here I am. So a lot has happened in a year, and I just wanted to briefly share with you since the last couple of months what we've been doing. So as I stated when I started in January, really focused on accomplishing a couple of things. And one was to hear first from the staff and learn what's going on, just listening. And then, going through that process of listening to assess, where we needed to strengthen, where we were already strong, and how we support the team to continue to build on what we already had that was working well. And then using that process to engage internally first to develop a vision for our future. Next slide, please. So in doing that, we have started with an internal strategy, I would say, or approach of really engaging with every department in the organization. Starting in August, we've had meetings, and these bubbles show the dates of all the meetings that we've had, representing every department in the organization. And the purpose of these meetings were to really hear from employees on where they see the opportunities for public mobility, what are some of the challenges that they have faced as they're out doing their jobs, where are the opportunities for us to work together to give the community what they want, and just continuing to have those conversations. A lot of these conversations were held with just individual groups, and as time progressed, we had groups join together to engage in this conversation. Next slide, please. This slide is kind of messy, but we wanted you to see the organic work that came out of the group session. So they had flip charts, and they worked together in teams to really write down what they thought we needed to focus on. And there were all types of ideas, and we captured them all. And really, 3 things on this slide that we wanted to elevate is that, some of the groups started thinking about what a vision statement could be. One is to become the community's preferred choice of transportation by providing dependable, safe, and innovative transportation, striving to be the top and most trusted service and mobility provider in the Tampa Bay area, to achieve the highest customer ranking among modern mobility providers in the region. So these are ideas that were coming out or bubbling up from different types of discussions that we were having across the organization. And when I say across the organization, I don't mean just in the administration side. We had mechanics, we had bus washers, we had operators, every facet of the organization was represented in these discussions. Next slide, please. Oh, you have to go back one. Okay, so again, to highlight what the three top themes that came out of all these conversations. And I wanted to stop on this slide just so you can see that I know the charts are messy, but all the way on the right-hand side, the one that says goals, some groups even took it upon themselves to say, okay, let's start thinking about goals now too, right? So there was this energy and this excitement around, okay, we have a vision, but we need some goals on how we're going to make this happen. And, ADA improvements and, things that you can tell the folks who participated are actually engaged in these activities. So their goals are really focused on areas where they know, hey, we can do something a little bit different or we can take it to the next level. The last one on the goal side is revenue generating programs, right? So, and has a little star next to it. So that means multiple people are like, okay, we need to find ways to get more money. When you see a star, that means that there was a lot of conversation around that topic. So we highlighted those. So again, I just wanted to point out that it didn't only stay, as they would say, in the pocket of the vision statement, but really having the conversation how we take it to the next level. Next slide, please. So the draft vision statement from those engagements, we, I would say, nailed it down to become the highest customer ranked mobility provider in the region. So one would think, okay, now we're done. But of course, those of us who spent a career in consensus building and strategic visioning, it doesn't stop there, right? So you have to take that back out to the group and validate it and see if this is really what folks felt should come out of all of those engagements. Next slide, please. So we were fortunate enough to get to rent a space at the Hyatt Hotel across from 7th Avenue. And we had a workshop for 2 hours, and we had 120 of our employees in the room. We were spaced out. We had enough space for folks to be socially distant and with the masks on. But what this slide is showing is that we had these round tables of diverse groups of employees to really work together to determine if that one statement was really the statement that we wanted to land on and present to you this morning, or did we feel like we needed to have some tweaking to that statement. And I think if you look at the center picture, you can see Commissioner Kemp was there. She did a pop-in, and she was able to engage with several of the teams. I believe she floated from different tables. So next slide, please. So this is what we landed on from that conversation, to be the highest customer-ranked mobility provider in the Tampa Bay region. And through the conversations, folks felt that, we had a lot of conversation between ranked and rating. What is ranked? J.D. Power ranks. And, we want to be viewed like how J.D. Powers would look at different companies, and they rank them based on what the standards are and other people in those markets are ranked against. So we want to have the highest customer ranked mobility provider. So that doesn't mean that it's just for transit, but it means in the Tampa Bay region, if we have customer service ranking, I would say criteria that, let's say, FDOT prepares or the MPO prepares for this region, we want to make sure that what we're doing here at HART is a service that is the highest ranked in this region for mobility. So there's a lot of work to do to get there, but that's what a vision is. It's a stretch goal, and it's really helping you to do what you have to do today to achieve that vision, recognizing that it won't happen overnight, and that there has to be several conversations on a regional level on how we start to, evaluate the service that's being provided for mobility across all modes, and ensuring that we do have a ranking system so that we can start to measure ourselves, develop a baseline, and stretch ourselves to achieve this vision. So again, this is our internal team vision that we're presenting to the board for your review, and also open to your suggestions for modifications, but definitely wanted to share with you the process and how we landed here. And, I would say that in my conversations with staff as they were leaving, everyone had this energy of, this is a great day to be working in public mobility, because there's so many new changes going on with technology, just the way people move, access to information, and the team felt really empowered to be sitting at the table and helping to make that decision. So I just want to share with you some of the feedback and the excitement that the team had about us presenting this today. So that's it for me. That's Lena, next slide. I think it says thank you. Questions? That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. And that's very exciting. I mean, I can just feel the energy and the excitement of turning a fresh page in the history and the future of HART, and involving the whole HART team in all this visioning is very exciting. But what's most exciting to me is that the vision of the HART team is to be the best, the highest customer ranked. You know, so taking it, the metric of success is how our customers would rank HART in the region. And I think that says a lot about our team, that's where they put the criteria of success, is on serving the customers and having that ranking from the customer base. Commissioner Kemp, you're recognized.
Thanks. And I would just say I was really pleased to be able to take part in that, because it was really energized. And I think the kind of words that that visioning, I think there was a huge outpouring and investment, empowerment, all those things happened there. In fact, as I remember, it evolved by the end into the highest customer ranked transit operation, not in Tampa Bay area, but in the world.
Right. There was a bit of world domination going on there, yeah.
So, but I thought it was, and I know other people, as you move on, will probably get the opportunity. So I'd just like to encourage when that chance comes. It's a great thing. And what I was really impressed by, too, I didn't know who everybody in the room was. As you said, more than 100 people, but people got up in teams were recognized. And how many different areas, I mean, I kind of know that exists, but then, you know, when you line them up and kind of get a sense of the departments and everything out there and what it takes to run the transit agency, and then to be able to talk at a little bit of length sometimes with a few people here and there, kind of about what they see as the challenges and the opportunities and the excitement they have for HART. That's a wonderful thing.
Thank you. Anybody else with questions or comments? And not seeing any virtually or present, thank you very much. That's an exciting report on your first year with HART. So for the chair's report, I've got nothing today, and we move right to the general counsel's report.
Good morning, board members. There's one item on the agenda, and there's a second item that I'm going to bring up after that for us to proceed forward on. As you may recall, at our last meeting, we had a discussion about the travel policy, and it really, the fact it doesn't provide a lot of flexibility for budgeted travel opportunities, and it requires it to come first to the board with a lot of lag time. So I had mentioned at that meeting that I was going to be formally making a request to amend that policy. So in front of you today is a request by the general counsel per your rules to proceed forward with revising your travel policy, and the intent would be to allow budgeted items to proceed forward to travel without an action of the board. If it's something outside the budget or it's something extraordinary, that would remain, but the intent is to allow for those budgeted travel opportunities. So I would request a motion of the board to proceed forward.
Second.
Got a motion from Commissioner Kemp, second by Councilman Schisler. Any board discussion? I'll just say that this makes a lot of sense to me. It has been too cumbersome and does need to be streamlined. And so I'm very much in favor of moving forward with this. And with that, seeing no further discussion, we'll take a roll call vote.
Director Castor,
Yes.
Director Frazier,
Yes.
Director Hudson,
Yes.
Director Johnson,
Yes.
Director Kemp, Director Knight,
Yes.
Director Myers,
Yes.
Director Overman,
Yes.
Director Schisler,
Yes.
Chair Smith,
Yes.
Director Vieira,
Yes.
Director Williams.
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. Ms.
you very
Mandel,
much.
you still have the floor.
And if I just, on this item, say that it is my intent to continue to go through your policies to see if there's places where we can streamline, be more efficient, and other items. So over the next probably 6 months to a year, I'll be bringing additional changes forward, but I think that there's some opportunities there. So thank you for that. The second item is off the agenda. Florida, it's a request for a closed session, and I'm going to ask Jeremy Beasley, the Director of Legal Services for the agency, to come forward. The way Florida statutes work for closed sessions, it's a process which requires first the attorneys to make the request for the closed session. That's not a closed session that'll happen today, but the formalize of the process if we're in pending litigation, if there is a need to discuss either litigation expenditures or potential for settlement, we need to make that request ahead of time. And I would ask Mr. Beasley to go ahead and proceed forward in making that request.
Thank you. Good morning, Madam Chair and fellow board members.
Good morning.
This morning, I'm here as agency counsel to hereby request that HART Board place on its agenda and notice a closed session to obtain advice concerning litigation and the matter of Safety Vision LLC versus HART. Specifically, the subject matter of the closed sessions shall be limited to settlement negotiations as well as strategy sessions related to litigation expenditures. The requested date of the closed session is a date to be mutually coordinated between all parties and properly noticed in compliance with Section 286 of the Florida statutes. The estimated length of the attorney-client meeting is estimated to last approximately 30 minutes, and the attendees at the meeting should be limited to the HART board members, HART CEO, Ms. Adelie LeGrand, board counsel, Julia Mandel, agency counsel, Jeremy Beasley, outside counsel, Mr. Doug Noah, as well as a certified court reporter. Thank you.
Thank you. Is this something that can be conducted in a hybrid format?
I have handled them in hybrid formats
Okay.
before, so I think we should be able to accommodate that.
Okay.
That shouldn't be a problem. But again, we have to make this request ahead of time in order to facilitate it in the limited capacity that Mr. Beasley has described. So we would ask for a motion to just accept that that will proceed forward on a date to be determined, and we'll set it up in the way that makes sense in terms of keeping it hybrid.
And then we would have to have a physical quorum.
Yeah, you would need to have a physical quorum present to be able to open and close the meeting. Or if there is in fact any action to be taken, we won't know until after the closed session, but whether or not an action is taken. So we will need a physical quorum present, but it can be done in a hybrid way where we're able to open and close the meeting to the general public through the hybrid process.
So
Okay.
moved.
Thank you. Seeing no other questions or comments, did you have a comment? The motion is Councilman Schisler, and second by Commissioner Kemp. We'll take a roll call vote.
Director Castor,
Yes.
Director Frazier,
Yes.
Director Hudson,
Yes.
Director Johnson,
Yes.
Director Kemp, Director Knight,
Yes.
Director Myers,
Yes.
Director Overman, Director Schisler,
Yes.
Yes.
Chair Smith.
Yes.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you very much. That concludes my report.
Thank you.
Oh, I
Ms.
didn't finish. I'm so sorry. Director Vieira,
Yes.
Director Williams.
All right.
Yes. Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you,
Now
Ms.
I am concluded. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Mandel. The reports, items 10, 11, and 12 are in your packets. I will ask now if there's any old business or new business from any of the board members, anything. Councilman Schisler, you're recognized.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. I just wanted to make a brief comment. This past week, I had quite a large grouping of people from out of town, and we had the opportunity to take the trolley service. And I wish I could have gotten the names of the operators as well as the other staff on the units, because they were absolutely phenomenal. We had a 90-year-old in a wheelchair, and it didn't matter what it took. They were absolutely amazing in accommodating the group. It was a large group, and so it took a while to herd everybody on and everybody off, but the wheelchair itself was enough to aggravate most everybody. But they did a great job, and I just wanted to, I wish I could have found out who it was, and I'm not done yet, but they need to be recognized, and I just want to take that opportunity to just say thank you, because they were all out-of-towners, very few locals, so it really was good PR, and they knew who we were, and it was just great, and I just want to say thank you for everybody and all up and down the line.
Thank you, Mr. Schisler, Councilman Schisler. This has been a meeting where I think we can all leave feeling extra proud today of all of our HART employees. And I know, having been on the ADA committee with Mr. Bracken, that HART really has a corporate-wide, agency-wide ethic of helping everybody in whatever way they need to be helped. And our employees have that ethic of doing whatever needs to be done, like the brand-new employee, relatively new employee who takes it upon himself to clear the bus stops of shopping carts. And I just think we have a lot to be proud of, and I'm glad you brought that up today. You served as our mystery shopper. Yes, thank you. And Mayor Castor.
I'd just like to congratulate Ms. LeGrand on her one-year anniversary, and to say that personally I feel that she has not only met but exceeded our expectations. You have been able to navigate these difficult times, the difficult financial situation of HART, and also motivate the workforce like I had no expectation that you would be able to make as much progress as you have in the last year. I have the opportunity to talk to a lot of the workers, the frontline individuals, and they couldn't be more happy about your leadership and all that you've done to listen and to meet their needs as well. So I just want to thank you for the job that you've done.
Thank you very much, Mayor Castor. Very well said, and I'm sure we all agree. And Director Knight, you're recognized.
Yes, I also like to join in on that. Again, congratulations. And I also like to, how do your staff and you work with the board members on consolidating meetings and different things. You listen to the needs and the concerns, and it's working out real well. Thank you for all you do, and all the bus drivers and everybody that out on the streets. I hear a lot of great compliments as well, and watched, what's going on, and courtesy on the streets and everything. So again, thank everybody.
Thank you, Director Knight. Each of us board members bring perspectives and experiences from different parts of our huge county and service areas, and it's really good to hear from everyone that we're all excited, and we join you and the staff about being very excited about moving forward in this agency. And seeing no other board members' comments, we're about to wrap up the shortest HART board meeting in history, and we are adjourned.